Assalamualaikum, my name is Aida Fatini binti Ahmad Tamizi. Today I will show to you how I did my Lab 1. So this is the data, and then the first question is question 1A. The first question is smallest amount of purchase cost, which is equal to min, and then I drag over the data for the purchase cost. And then the next one is the largest amount for selling price. The formula is equal to max, and then I drag over the data for selling price. The third one is total amount for selling price for all product is equal to sum, and then I drag over the data for the selling price. And then the number 4, which is number of bicycle inventory, is equal to count, and then I drag for the table all of the data for bicycle inventory. And then number 5, which is average inventory on hand, is equal to average, and then I drag for the data for inventory on hand. 6, the number of purchase cost less than 100, and is equal to count if, and then I drag over the data for purchase cost, and then I put comma, and then for the less than 100, the answer is 8. And then for the 7 is the number of suppliers supply bicycle for children, is equal to count if, and then I drag over the data for the supply bicycle, and then I click children, which is C9, is equal to 4. Now it's question 1B. This one it asks me to identify either the selling price is expensive or cheaper. I use the formula IF, and then I drag all of the data from B15 until B38, and then if above 115, I put comma, and then expensive, and then comma, and then for cheaper, and then I will get the answer, and then I drag it down, and I get all of the answer. Okay, 1C, customer ID, which is 20. To get product category, I just use the formula equal to VLOOKUP, and then I click this one, and then click all of the data, and then I just put 2 for product category. And then for the next one, I use the same formula, but I change it to 3. And then for supplier, I still use the same formula, and I change it to 6. So I will get all of the answer. Then 2, I click the private table, and then for the table range, I put it all of the data from the first sheet, and then this one I put it over here, and then I click OK. After I click OK, it will show me which data I want to choose. I just pick the quantity on the hands of bicycle, and then bicycle name and each product category, and then I put the filter the supplier, and then it will appear like this. For min, I use the formula is equal to average, and I drag over the data from purchase cost. And then for variance, I use the formula is equal to variance, and then I drag over the data from purchase cost. And then for the standard deviation, I use the formula standard deviation, I drag over the data from the purchase cost. And then for the coefficient variation is equal to standard deviation, I drag over data from purchase cost over average from data from purchase cost, and then multiply to 100, and then it has the greatest dispersion. And then for coefficient of skewness is equal to skew, and then I drag for the data, and then it positive skew distribution because the value is higher than selling price. And then for curtoise is equal to and then I drag off the data from the purchase cost. So the comment is high curtoise shows it has greater risk, and then it's the same formula for the selling price too. Okay, for the Z-score, for the formula for Z-score manual is equal to CA4, and then minus by mean, and then over standard deviation, and then I drag it down to get all of the answer. And then for the Z-score formula, I use the formula is equal to standardized, and I use C4, and then mean, and then standard deviation, and then I drag it down to get all of the answer. For the Z table is equal to norm this, and then I took C4, mean, and standard deviation, and then true, show the answer, and I drag it all down. Outlier more than 3, I use the formula is equal to IF, and then E4 more than 3, and then I put outlier or no, and I will show the answer, and then I drag it all down. And then for the outlier that more than negative 3, I use the same formula, which is IF, and then E4 more than negative 3, outlier or no, and it show the answer, and drag it down. From the Z-score table, I choose the Z-score, I make the chart from the Z-score formula, and then it will show the chart. The last one for descriptive statistic, I use data analysis, and then I click descriptive statistic. For the input range, I put all of the data from the first sheet, and then for the output range, I put it over here, and then I click OK. It will show the answer like this. Thank you.